In this video, we'll go over the solutions to the self-marked quiz. Let's start by looking at the pay stub in a little more detail and some of the most important features. You'll notice the pay stub is broken into two main categories. The first is earnings, and the second is deductions. So all the earnings are grouped together at the top of the paycheck, and all the deductions are grouped together at the bottom. Now this formatting might change from one paycheck to another, as you'll see in the next lesson when you compare multiple paychecks together. The next thing I want to bring your attention to is these YTD numbers. YTD stands for year to date. So while current hours, units, and current amount refers to how much you've made in this current pay period, all these YTD numbers refer to how much you've made since January 1st of this year. So with that, let's start looking at the questions from the self-marked quiz. How is this worker paid? In this case, the answer comes from this column right here, where we're told the number of hours that this worker worked in this pay period. This implies that the worker is paid hourly, which we also might infer from the fact that this employee works at a gas station, which in almost every scenario will pay their employees hourly. To determine the worker's pay rate, we go to this column titled Rate, and we're told the worker makes $11 per hour, so the answer would be A in this case. The 22 on this paycheck is located here. That actually represents the hours that the employee has worked in this pay period. And the 242 comes from here, and this is the amount that the employee has made calculated by $11 per hour times 22 hours. Let's look at the deductions in this paycheck. We find the deductions at the bottom, and we find them in two separate columns. So in trying to answer this problem, we see that there is no CPP listed under deductions, so it can't be A. There's no CPP listed. We also can see that vacation is included under earnings, which means that the answer can't be C. All part-time employees are entitled to vacation pay, the minimum being 4% of your gross earnings. So let's confirm that our last answer is in fact the correct one. Well, we can see EI listed down here in deductions, and we can also see federal tax over in the second column. So the answer is B. Most paychecks would have all these deductions in a single column together. This paycheck has split them apart, and I'm not exactly sure why, but that is something to think about when you're comparing paychecks from different employers. We can find out how much the paycheck's value is down here under net pay. So the worker collected from this paycheck $248.74. That's choice C. The $242 comes from the $11 per hour wage times the 22 hours that this employee worked equals $242. $252.07 is actually the gross amount, the total gross amount from the $242 earned just through wages and working hours, plus the entitled vacation pay that part-time workers are entitled to. To figure out how many hours this person has worked over the entire year, we're going to have to go to one of these year-to-date columns. And because we're asked about the number of hours, we're going to go to the one that says year-to-date hours or /units. In this case, the units are hours. So the worker has worked 90 hours, that's choice B. 990 is the amount of money they have earned based on their wage multiplied by the number of hours they have worked. And that 1031 actually comes from down here. That's the gross pay over the whole year from your wage plus your entitled vacation pay. Finally, use this slide to check your answers for the matching section in question number 6.